What's up, guys? How's it going? EllStevo here, back once again for the Renegade Master. Holy shit, what a season finale that was. Obviously, you know this video is going to be about what the hell just happened in the season finale of Mr. Robot. Can't find my pen. Oh well, let's just get straight into it because that was insane. I can't think of a better ending for the season 2 finale. It was just mind-blowing, crazy good. It's getting me excited, guys. I just so much to get into, so much to get into. It's probably going to take me more than one video, to be fair, but let's get straight into it. Mr. Robot season 2 episode 12, Python part 2. Where to start? Basically, the episode, there's 3 threads to pick up on, really. You had Darlene and Dom in the FBI, Darlene obviously being interviewed. Joanne Wellick, fucking crazy bitch, and Scott Knowles, plus a little bit of Joanne's bit on the side. And finally, Tyrell and Elliot in their Dark Army provided base, where phase 2 was going to go down. Obviously, a couple of things. The nuclear thing was wrong. It was a theory. A few of the things that I said in my last couple of videos have turned out to be not quite correct. Obviously, they were theories. This is more of a review, more of a breakdown. I'll go into the season 3 theories and whatnot later videos. We've got a few months to season 3. There's going to be a hell of a lot of speculating, especially by me. I am so happy that how well that went. It was gripping television. Let's go. Darlene and Dom interviewing. Darlene obviously been arrested after the Dark Army shot up the cafe she was eating in. Cisco, R.I.P. buddy. It turns out he was shot, he's died. Darlene obviously trying to play the good cop, bring out, get any information that she possibly can out of Darlene. But Darlene's having none of it. She is one chilled out cow, and fair play to Charlie Scheiken, I think it is. She is a fantastic actress. She's got big things coming for her. She played it cool. Whatever they tried, they showed. The mask from the Massacre of the Bourgeoisie. They showed the empty cap from the gun from Fun Society Arcade. The camera crew. I like that Darlene said her and her boyfriend were into filming some freaky shit. That made me laugh. Basically, all Darlene playing it cool made me laugh. But Dom pulled out the big guns. She said, "Follow me. You'll find out that you are special." And they walked through the FBI building. Obviously, the lights flicker in. There's a brownout. All the FBI people stood, were looking at Darlene like she was Gandhi or some shit. Do you know what I mean? They weren't looking at her in hatred. They were looking up to her. She walked through into the FBI's evidence room that they've got on this whole F Society hack thing. You see Darlene's stunned face while Dom explains to her that they've been lying in wait like a python. It can go a year without eating and it waits for its prey. And then slowly the camera pans out from Darlene and you see Cisco. You see all the dark F Society members. Darlene's picture pans out and obviously bam, the FBI have got it all linked up to Tyrell and Elliot. And as soon as I saw this, I immediately started to think my Tyrell theory might not have been up to scratch. But obviously that scene ends and Darlene and Dom's involvement in the episode ends with Darlene going, "Holy fuck," basically. That's pretty crazy. The FBI are a little bit more incompetent than I thought anyway, but then I've given them credit for. Second thread of the episode. Now this was my favourite part of the episode. Joanna Wellick, she is hot as hell. Guys, you will know, I'm sure even all the women out there can appreciate how hot this girl is. The lips, she is the full package. She is beautiful, but she is ruthless. Basically, there's she knocks at a door, the door opens, and she shows a picture of the scan to whoever it was in the scene, and she says, this present got me the wettest. Now obviously she walks in and there's a dishevelled, drunk Scott Knowles. Scott Knowles is the new CTO of E Corp. He got the job ahead of Tyrell. Obviously, Tyrell killed his wife Sharon by strangling her. They were going to fuck first, but Tyrell took it a little bit too far. But or did he? I think this is all a master plan. So we're just bear with me 1 second. Anyway, Joanna asks Scott why he did what he did, and Scott explains to her that on the day he found out he was going to be CTO of Evil Corp, Sharon told him she had a doctor's appointment, and they went to this doctor's appointment. It turns out Sharon was pregnant, and Scott said this was the best day of his life. And then he said, obviously Joanne got killed, and he said it went from the best day of his life to the worst. And he's been sending Joanna these gifts that she thought was from Tyrell. We all thought that. Basically so that he could give her hope and then step on it whenever he pleased. Joanna stood up, went over to him, put a hand on his face and called him a coward, a pussy, fucking coward. She said, why are you mourning your wife? She was a bitch. She was going to fuck my husband after having found out she was pregnant with your child. She's a whore. I'm glad your baby's dead. I hope the fetus rots. Brutal stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the most brutal things you could say to a man in mourning. Knowles just snapped. Bam. Jumped on Joanna, punching her, strangling her, telling her she was scum, and she kept going. She kept going, I'm glad your fetus is dead. I'm glad your wife's dead. You don't deserve any of this shit. And he grabbed her by the throat, proper strangling her, punching her, blow after blow after blow. When I was watching that scene, I thought back to when Joanna had Tyrell tie her up, strangle her and punch her. She does it with a new boyfriend as well before sex. Thinking back, I think that was practice. She knew that she would need the skills of being strangled and punched. She knew that she had to be able to take that at some point. And I think that was practice. Now, it could just be me, she could be just a freaky bitch. But I think that was her practicing. She has got a master plan. She went back to her apartment and her new fella was going, oh, I'm going to kill him, I'm going to fucking kill him. But Joanna said, we're going to punish him, and we're going to punish him this way. Now, her boyfriend was working the night that Sharon Knowles died. This is important. As a barman, she told him to go to the police and tell them that he saw Scott Knowles coming down the stairs, looking shady, dishevelled, like he didn't want to talk, he was nervous, coming down the stairs from the roof where his wife died. And she told him to go and tell the police that, and to say that he didn't dare to do it on the night, give them that statement, because Scott Knowles had intimidated him and he was scared. And once Tyrell was the most wanted man and he was the main suspect, he just thought nothing more of it. Now she is going to get him to do that. She is fucking this guy over. She doesn't love him. She's never loved him. Her and Tyrell are soulmates. And she is one evil bitch. Look out for her in season 3, because she is a big player in this TV series, I'm telling you. Finally, moving on to the third thread of the episode. Tyrell and Elliot. Now we see a scene at the start that we saw in season 1 or 2. I can't remember right this moment. I'm doing this literally 2 minutes after I watched it. Where Tyrell and Mr. Robot were talking in the car. Today we got to re-see that scene with Tyrell talking to Elliot. And that shed a lot more light on the situation. That was a really great scene, a great flashback scene. And Tyrell and Elliot enter this building. There's a Dark Army guy, takes them downstairs in a lift. And the Dark Army guy who was eating his sandwich spoke to Tyrell. That's important. They go down in the lift and they go into a room. Tyrell shows Elliot a computer. Elliot still has no clue what phase 2 is at this point. Tyrell says, puts a password into the computer, and Elliot looks at these plans for a building, looks at all the code and the firmware, and he starts to say, he says to himself, we've got a plan and I'm the instigator, but I don't know what it is. Finally, Tyrell is looking out a window and there's a load of E-Corp trucks taking boxes full of paperwork out of the trucks and putting them into the big E-Corp building. Now what E-Corp are doing to start their database again, they've got 17 sites. Now these weren't, the map wasn't nuclear sites, it was sites that ECOR have got paper stored at, like deeds and records of loans and all that kind of stuff. And they've got 17 locations, and they were the locations that were marked on the map that I thought may be nuclear sites. They are emptying all of these 17 places and putting them all in the ECOR building in the city centre. Now, the femtocell that Angela put into the ECOR building is being used to override the system. Now, when all this paperwork has gone back to ECOR building, the back door that Elliot put into the ECOR system and the femtocell, they're going to overload all the batteries, fill the place with hydrochloric acid, blow it sky high. That will finish ECOR for good. All their records of everything ever will be gone for good. This is phase 2. Now, Elliot, upon hearing this, freaks the fuck out, and he's thinking, oh, I gave them the femtocell to help Darlene. I didn't want this. Mr. Robot appears. Elliot sits down at the computer, basically starts trying to cancel the plan. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want to blow up a building. Part of him's a good guy. But Tyrell tells him to stop. Mr. Robot tells him to stop. They're both telling him to stop. He says, I'm not stopping. Tyrell walks up to a box, a container, and picks a gun out. Picks it up, points it at Elliot and says, if you don't step away and stop this, I'm going to shoot you. And Elliot stands there. Mr. Robot's telling him to listen to Tyrell. And Elliot has a sudden realisation. The realisation like he had in the first season with Mr. Robot. He realises that Tyrell isn't real. Tyrell is a mind game that Mr. Robot's playing on him to get his own way. Tyrell says again, I'm going to shoot you. And Elliot goes, no you're not, because you're not real. And steps forward. Tyrell gives him another warning. Mr. Robot gives him another warning. The tension, you could cut it with a knife. Such good television. Sam Esmail is a genius. Rami Malek, genius. Christian Slater, genius. They're all fantastic, fantastic actors. This is a great show. Elliot steps forward again. Bang! Tyrell shoots him. Elliot stands there with the biggest look of shock you will ever see. He's got his hands on his stomach. Looks at his hands, there's blood. He falls on the floor on his face down, and Tyrell goes, you told me, you gave me this gun and you told me to stop whoever was in my way. Now I realise what you meant. And obviously it meant he would have to stop Elliot at some point. See Mr. Robot flickering in and out. The realisation, Tyrell is very, very much alive, people. And him and Elliot have been working together. Mr. Robot tells Elliot that he's sorry, but he knew that he would try to stop him, and he knew that he would try to stop the plan, and they did whatever he would have to do to stop them both. Scene fades out. Last scene of the show, we get Angela stood in a building. She gets a phone call, answers it. It's Tyrell on the phone, and she goes, is Elliot okay? And Tyrell says, yes, we've got him, he's fine. Angela says, I'll be right there. He needs to be the first person I need to be the first person he sees when he wakes up. It'll be best for him. Credits. But I was sat there, mouth agape. What the flipping hell just happened? Credits roll, and we get to post-credit scene. Trenton and Mobley, two of F Society's finest from the first season, are sat there at Fry's Electrics. Beautiful sunshine, looks like they're in a foreign country to me. Under the names of Frederick and Tanya, Trenton turns to Mobley and says, I found something major that could put everything right. We could end this. Just as Trenton says that, they're interrupted. Fade to black. And that is the season finale for Mr. Robot. Now, I am gobsmacked. This is my review. I think that was one of the best season finales I could have hoped for. One of the best bits of television. Fantastic acting, all round. Rami Malek won an Emmy at the weekend. Congratulations, dude. You fucking deserve everything you get. Everyone associated with this show deserves everything they get. I'm so looking forward to season 3. I'm going to give you a season review in a couple of days. But wow. Just wow. Fantastic work, guys. This is EllStevo signing out. See you in a couple of days for my Flash Season 3 preview, new to the channel. Saturday, Sports Saturday, and whatever else takes my fancy. But look out for me. Sorry it's been a few days, but I'll be back. Peace.